test. So welcome everyone, KD here with stream number 4. So last time we created this character. No, that was 2 streams. I have to. So welcome everyone. Lower the volume here. Sorry about that. Like always, something at the beginning goes wrong. Anyway, 2 streams before we created this character. Last stream we created another character, and last stream I also added all the controls so I can look around with the mouse and I can move around with the keyboard, and also my character is turning to the side when he's not falling. Yes, that's what we did last time. This time I want to first, we will come back to the actor, add some other stuff, but first I want to do the saving, save and load system. I will show you how to do it, and after that I will do a little bit experimental, but that's okay. Experimental, I mean with that I do it just for the first time, so I kinda know how the concept should work, but I never did it before. So we will see how everything works, if it works out or not. If it not works out, of course I will come back to it in a other stream. I will look at tutorials, try it for myself a couple of times and see if it works, and if it works I will come back in another stream back to it. And then but so it won't be wasted time, because I will also show you like this how you can create a widget. We need UI for saving and loading files, and as soon as we finish that, I will go to the actor here, and I want to make a character that has different skins, and we can switch between the different skins, and I will show you how to do that. That's kind of all that is planned. If the stream is very short, I know a couple of stuff I can show you, I will add. Otherwise, yeah, that's more or less everything. I'm not sure how long that the whole save and load thing will go. First I will add a new folder, and like always I do it at the wrong place. I can't add it like that. Okay, just be nice. On the content, add new and new folder. I call it saving. That's okay. Saving. Then here we add a new blueprint. We go here, all classes, and save game. Select it, create a new blueprint. We call it save blueprint. Okay. Then we, yeah, maybe, no, it's okay. And wait, I come back to that later on. I will add also a normal blueprint. You can go here, blueprint, and blueprint class, and it goes here. Q. It wasn't the one I wanted. Okay. Add new blueprint. Okay, let's look here. It's a normal blueprint called event something. No. Actor component. Does it? An actor is an object that can be placed in. I think I have to. It's an actor blueprint. I'm not too sure. I call that save and load. Let's see how this one looks like. No, that's not it. I'm sorry about that. How is it called? Yeah, bad preparation from my part. I'm sorry about that. That happens when you always copy and paste things. Actor component and actor component series. Actors. Scene component that has a scene transformer can be attached to other scene components. I don't think it's a character. Pawn is an actor that can be processed. Player controller. No. Could be an actor, but it shouldn't be. Let's see what our scene component looks like. No, that's not it. Oh, come on. Then it has to be somewhere here. Blueprints, blueprint class, blueprint functional library, blueprint interface, blueprint macro library. Specialized. I want level events. No. God damn it. No, but no. We come closer to it, but that's still not in. Blueprint interface. Blueprint interface is a collection of one or more functions. Name only, no implementation. Blueprints are then expected to implement. User interface. nothing, sound, sure, note, physics, paper. What do we have here? Is it tutorial blueprint? This looks alright, but it's testing launch. Why isn't it just called blueprint? Add new media, materials, textures, no blueprints. Why isn't it here? It's not an actor. I looked at that. Pawn and character definitely not. Player control. A player is an actor responsible for controlling a pawn. And no actor component. Let's look at this one here. No, it's not that one. That's actually kind of what I want. Let's keep that for now. Why? No, that's definitely not the one I want. Let's check out this one here. I probably have to check that in the end. Blueprints. A blueprint interface is a collection of one or more functions. No, definitely not. Animation, no. Animation, no. No. It's not an actor. Actor macros. New blueprint 1. What's that? No, that's again too much. Okay, I have to take a look, otherwise we don't get anywhere here. I'm sorry about that. I'm back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and I'm an idiot, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's really a problem when you start a project and if you start a project and at the beginning you have to add everything, and then you start to just copy and paste everything, and then the simple things you do it wrong. I was actually right, you have to add an actor, and if you open it the first time it shows you everything. If you close it and open it the second time, then I kinda get, we can forget the viewport here, we don't need that. I only want the event graph. Okay, this is our save and load blueprint from here, and this is where everything gets saved. So here we do the commands for saving, and here are the variables we change. So first you go here, yeah, open full editor please. Yeah, as long as nothing is in, that happens, so you just have to open the full editor. We add here a variable that's slot name, and then we don't want a boolean, we want here a name. Is it text or name? We will see. I think it's name. And here on the default I will do saving. Then I will do a second one, and I call that test interpreter, not just test int, and we choose an integer, and we use that for testing later on. Then we go here into our save and load, and we also add here a variable save, let's call it blueprint, save blueprint. Then here on the right side we change it to object type, do we have object types? Object reference, and now we have to compile, and now we can hear wrong. What did I call it? No, it should be, yeah, that's our save blueprint. I already let's see. Yes, and yeah, perfect. I'm back in a second. Okay. So we can now, with the help of this one here, connect events with our save blueprint and get our variables we saved here. I will compile this one here too. Maybe save. And from here on, now we can create events from here. I will keep, so you can just drag this in and then get or set. You will see what's the difference. Actually, it's pretty simple. What's the difference? The name says it already. So we use the right mouse, and then this one opens here, and then we type in custom, add custom event. So first custom event will be create save. And here we can do two things. If you want, you can, does save game exist? Now we can see if I put in the right, I think it's a different one. Yeah, sorry about that. This is not, this is a string. Get slot name. Let's see, yeah. So if you do that, the engine will check first, does a save game already exist? And then you can add here a branch and connect it with the ball. So if this is true, then we maybe do an event that asks the player, do you want to overwrite the existed save file? I will do that later on. If not, we want to create a new save, and for that we get in create save game object, and here on the class we take our save blueprint. I think save game is from, ignore that, I called it save blueprint, you have to remember your name. Save blueprint, and then we get our save game instance. This time we set it and we connect it here, and the return value we also connect here. And then we get our slot name, set slot name, let's call this save 01. And now the problem is, now we created all this, but now we have to tell the our save blueprint that changes, because the default is nothing, and now we created everything, and now we already have to save it the first time. So we do save game to slot, and we connect this one with the blueprint and this one with the slot name, and that's everything for creating a save. Actually, could have done that differently. I'd make a new event, custom, add custom event, that's save and we create save game to slot. I'm sorry. Save game to slot. Connect this to here. That doesn't matter. You don't have to get it a second time if you have it already. And now we actually can change this one here to now here we can call functions. This is create, save, and save in the same blueprint, so I can actually get this event here. It takes the same amount of time. You can do it like you want. You can save. You can do it directly here, saving. But anyway, needs this function here. And then, of course, we also need a third custom event. And that's load. And luckily everything is very good named. Load game from slot here, this function, and then this time we get the slot here, the name. Now we have to cast to save blueprint, and now we can connect these two. And we get our save blueprint connection, and we should save here. And that's our loading. So you need two things. You need so in here we really save everything, every variable. And trust me, there will be a lot of variable in a RPG game. In my test, in the test game I created, I had already over 100, for sure over 100 variables. So this here gets filled quite a lot. You can also create different save blueprints for different things. As example, if you want to create checkpoints or something like that, then you can make a save only specific things in one blueprint and everything in another blueprint, and when you have checkpoints, then you can load from that checkpoint if you die or something like that. So what I want to say is the version I use here to create save, I won't say it's the best thing you can do. There is nothing better, because I probably don't know, but there are so many tutorials about saving and so on out there on YouTube and so on, and everyone says something different. I tested a lot of different types of saving methods, and this one I show you here is what I personally think it's the best. It takes maybe a little bit more time to set it up, but as soon as you set it up, it's very easy, because you can always reference to this blueprint here, the one I called Save and Load. I will show you that very soon. Also, there are a lot of tutorials that tell you to make, instead of just one variable, you can make arrays. Arrays are more than one variable under one name, let's say it like this. And I won't show you this one because when I tested it, and many say it saves you a lot of time if you make it like this. I personally, with the method I use, I found out it didn't save any time for me. The problem is if you have like 10 variables in one of an array, and you always use the same 10 and always the same 10 change. It works with arrays. It makes your job easier with arrays. But if you have 10 arrays, 10 variables in one array, and you only change one or two variable at a time and at different times, it gives you just more works. And now just think about hundreds of them, and you only change one or two variable at one time. You won't save any time like that. Like with arrays, you are better off just use one variable at a time instead of arrays. But that's up to you. You can go look about arrays. There are many tutorials, like I said, on YouTube. And yeah, if you have maybe a checkpoint system, I think probably the array method will help you save time. But if you have a automatic save, or what I do is like continually saving your variables every time if you change, because I have in the game I will have a different, I won't have a classic dev system, let's say it like this, like game over and then you have to start over from a checkpoint or in save. I will have it differently, so you won't lose everything if you lose a battle. So I want this, that every variable, if it changes, it immediately saves. And for that, this method I show you here is very good. It's the best one while I was testing, and I tested it a lot. It's the fastest one. Like I said, it takes some time to set it up. As soon as it is set up, it's quite simple to use it. I also took this from a tutorial I sadly can't find right now. So that's not my ID here, or completely my ID. Some basics I have from another tutorial I found on YouTube, and I can't find this tutorial right now anymore. So I hope I will find it if I look a little bit more, and then I will give you the link for that tutorial too. But for now, you have to live with the things I have, because everything was a little bit confusing at the beginning. Should I no, let's go. Save blueprint. Like I said, here for the beginning you only need the slot name. So slot name will be, even if you have only one save, you need it, but it will be important if you have if you want different saves. Then you make an actor blueprint, and I'm sorry that I was confused at the beginning. You create these 3 events here: create, save, saving, and load. And that's more or less it for that. what you have to do now is taking this blueprint, not the save blueprint where you save your variables, the one you use the events in, and you have to just drag it in to your level. And now you see here on the right, it's part of your level. Why do you have to do that? Is because otherwise the engine won't know, doesn't know that this blueprint exists. You have to drag it into the level, and you don't have to worry because we didn't put anything into the viewport. You won't see anything. It's not visible as soon as you play. I mean, I can show you. Let's play this. You see there is nothing here except for our character. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Yeah. So much for that. Should I go over it again because it was kind of confused? I kind of want to. Okay. It's kind of waste of time. Maybe at the end I will go back to it. And what's also important is this blueprint. If you create different levels, you need it in every level, otherwise it won't work. It won't recognize the save. And that's why I'm going here and I duplicate this level here, in which I already have my blueprint in, and I make some different levels. I make a default world map. These are cities or areas you won't encounter any monsters. Then I make another one. I call it dungeon. That's where you can encounter monsters. And I make a third one, and I call this one combat. And I make a last one. And this will be our start menu. Let's create a new folder for now. Menu or widget only. Where is it? Start menu. You see, it also creates this build data, so both are important. You need both, but most of the time it will create it for yourself. If you don't have one, it will create one by itself. Yeah, now see, yeah, it's okay. Now it worked. Now we go here into the start menu. Save everything. Yeah, that's because you created first time new maps, saving this asset collector. Just okay, it's okay. So of course the menu looks the same. You can take a menu without background. It kind of depends what you want when you just imagine what happens here is the first thing you will show the player as he starts the game. So maybe there will be a logo coming in, and then the UI comes in with start new game, load game, and so on. But maybe you kind of want to show in the background some 3D, some animations or anything like that, and then you can have a level and create a scene or something like that in the background. We don't do that right now. Instead, we create here testing start saving PC. Yeah, we create a new folder under content. What we want is now just an UI, so I will show you how you can create a widget. First, a new folder. Do I want everything? Yeah, let's call it menu options. Or no, let's call it world UI. It doesn't. You just have to know what you call it. That's the important thing. And we add a new one, and this time I know where to go. Under user interface UI widget blueprint, and I call this start menu. I open this one up, and you see the new blueprint coming up. And here this one looks a little bit different, because here we can tell the engine how the UI has to look. Yeah, I just remember I should have told you something. If you go here on the blueprints, you can open up the level blueprint. That's a specific blueprint only for this level you start right now. I just want to show you something else. In the level blueprint, we have two different commands, that events that are important: event begin play and event tick. So event begin play is are events you want happen when the game, when the map starts the first time. Like you want world UI to start up, and you want to load the game. Maybe you want to tell your player character where it has to go, and all these things come in here. All the things you want only one time. Event tick is a little bit different. Here are this event after you went through the events, everything you tell him here. Maybe you say the game should save. Maybe you have a step counter or something like that. All these things, it goes through these events, and then it starts directly again and goes again through it. Here come in variables that change, like I said, like step counter or anything like that. Every time you make a step, it counts them and saves them. Maybe the time, you want to save the time or anything like that. What you shouldn't do in here is like spawn an actor or anything like that, because it will just spawn the actor over and over again until the game crashes, because there is so many things to process. So that's important that you see this difference. What I want to show you is now, if we go here and we call all actor of a class, that this one will be one of the most important commands there is. Then you select the class, and we have our save and load blueprint. So we can get our save and load blueprint here. We go here press get the copy. Now, why this is so important, you can now select the events call function here. You can now get the events we made in the save and load blueprint. So we can, as example, if we start a new map, we can say we want to load. Then we can go here from the get. What we also can is reference to our get save blueprint from here. And what we can do now is get our tests, set test integer, and we can say, yeah, I want to change this one to, instead of 0 to 1, and then we go back here and we say, yeah, now we want to save the game. The game will save. So it will save, and then next time if you load the game, this variable will not be like default 0, but it will be 1. So like I said, you kind of need to set up all these variables. Depending on the game you create, this can be a lot of variables. And that takes its time to set it up. But as soon as you set it up, you really can easily get these commands in here, and from there on it will be easy and speed up. However, what the problem is right now, we can't load the game we didn't create. And that's kind of what we now want to do in the start menu. So we are in our start menu widget, or the UI we'll see. Now here you can bring in elements you want, and I have to see where. Yeah. I can show you how I do it. I can show you a little bit different things, but you have to find out your own way to do it. You can check out all these different options you have here, and can check out a little bit, yeah, what you want to use. So I normally use canvas panel in here. So actually this around here is already a canvas panel. I select everything, and then here you can kind of change the numbers, the offset. Let's say from the left we want 100 or maybe 150. Yeah, okay, you guys don't see it completely. From the top, that's 250. Alright. We need a little bit more. Let's see how 1500. Let's take 1200, and let's from the bottom also 250. What you can do now is put in here an image and fill this canvas out, and then here you can select an image. I don't have an image. These are material. Or you just can select the color or anything like that, so you have a background for everything. Should I kind of create a little bit nice background color? Okay, yeah, just so you see what's going on. Then we get a button in here. Can we fill that out and choose offsets? Let's see how 50-50-50 looks like. And then here a little bit more. Yes, you have here text. I'll put this one in here. Now the button, again, you can select the style here, here. I'm pretty sure I will come back to that later. So you can, if you don't, of course, this kind of buttons, they look pretty boring, and if everything is the same, yeah, it looks extremely cheap. So you might want to design in Photoshop or GIMP or anything like that your own little button, kind of how you want it to look. If I probably will show you later on how you can do that, because we are still pretty much in the basics, just so everything looks a little bit better. So you see the text here. This is start new game, and yeah, what you do now with the button, so I can show you. Yeah, okay, just want to check. So when we hover over the button, we take a different color, maybe yellow, and as soon as we press the button, we take a different color. Let's take red, so I can show you that later on. So now I just, because I set up here everything, I just copy this button, I select the canvas I did put in the first button, and I paste it here. So we have a second button that has exactly the same conditions like this one. So we go 50-50 here, and this time we kind of go a little bit down, and we call this load game. Now I will do a second canvas, so I want to show you kind of something how saving and loading can work. You don't have to do it one-to-one like I do it now. This is just to show you. So I will create another canvas here. So instead of a canvas, you could now also use a vertical box. The good thing with vertical box is you can put in here buttons, see, and it fills it automatically out. That can be quite useful. Let me see something. Oh no, you know what? I will use that instead. Instead of a canvas, because here we have to put our buttons in, and you have to always tell the button where to place it. I never really used this one here, so what should work? It looks interesting what you can do here. Now let's take it a little bit closer, 200, 200, 200, something like that. Now let me see. So now I need a little bit space on the top. Yes. A little bit space from, because that looks better. A little bit. That's actually not. Here a small space between. Let's forget the right, left and right. That's okay. Can I change the box size? Because this one here is just the distance between. Or can I do it here? Behavior is unable to disable clipping. Transform. Yeah, I have to check that. Let's leave it with that. Here again, button 20. Button 20. Copy. Paste. Yeah, I mean 4 are more than enough to show you what I want to do here. Oh, look at that. Ah, now I see. So if I change the text size, it will change. Okay, wonderful. Learned something new. This will be save 01. Yeah, I should have done. Now I have to do it there. Yeah, I mean, for showing you what I want to do here, I think 2 are enough, so we don't lose too much time with setting these things up. I mean, it's better to, or I can do it like this. Delete this one. It's easier to set up one button and then just copy paste it. Normal style, okay, over it, yellow, pressed, red. That's the 3 states you can do. Like I said, you can make for every state an image if you want to. Now we copy this one, paste. Okay, now the top we can zero it down. Let's make 3 for now, that's okay. Depends on you, how many save slots you want for the player. Okay. Let's choose an image for the background. I've done that from the beginning. Are you serious? Okay, that's now the negative part. You know what? Then we change it a little bit. We first choose a canvas. So you know what? Then we don't need this one here. I will show you why. So let's first create a normal canvas and $800, $200, $1,000, $200. No, here also 200. We take this vertical box in here and move it to the canvas. So now the vertical box is in this canvas. Don't worry, I will fix this. I will add an image here. And the image should be coming before. No. Yep. Okay. Now let's see. 50 on the right side, 50 on the bottom, 50, and on the top we will 50. So we have a little bit space. Let's go back to the image. Let's also go for blue one. And let's add in here into the canvas a text. Now offset left 0, offset right 0, and then we can tell it please in the center. Let's use black because you can see that good on a bright background. You know what, we need to give it on the bottom a little bit more. We make it a little bit bigger. However, on the top side 10, so it's not immediately, maybe 20. And offset right I will do here 20, 15, 15, and I will add another button. Left I'm not sure yet. Top 0, right 0, bottom doesn't have 620, 620, and 870, 860. Okay. Text here. And we just make an X. Make it black. 36. Here should I pressed red. This one here, yellow. I will leave this as text block for now. I will show you later why. Now we click on the canvas. Be very careful if you want to select it here. It will take the image, but we want a complete canvas for the thing we do now. Now here we have behavior, visibility, and here you can select: do you want to have it visible, hidden? You can hit test invisible or self, same as hits, but doesn't apply to jump. Yeah. If you press hit test invisible, then you can have a widget or an image over a button, and you can just click through it, even if it's visible. Yeah, there will certainly be something I have to use that, but then I will show you more in detail. But for now we want to bind it, create binding, and we select here hidden, because this canvas we don't want to see it. And then we promote this to a variable, and then you see here on the right it gives you as the variable and the right type already. We just call this slots. So now we have a command here, and when we compile, we can select here again the default value. Now it's hidden, we can say it's visible. So if we start this widget, we can see this window here. We can't see it, so we only see this one here. Now, of course, we want to create it so we can see it. So when we start a new game, we want this window to open, and then you can select in which slot you want to save. Also, if we load the game, we want to open this window and then let the player select which one he wants to load, which save file. Okay, first start new game. Now here under events we can select what we want. On clicked, I'm not sure what's different is to press, but I always use pressed. So when you press on this button, then the event will happen. Or when you release it, it will happen. That's maybe if you want the button. If you press on the button, then a number or something will go up, and as soon as you release it will stop. That's for something like that when you want released. On hovered is if you want to open an info text or something like that. Then when you hover over a point, then this info text goes up and the player can read it or ignore it and just press it. But for now we want unpressed. Again, we can delete this one. We don't need this one, so when we need them we can always get them. Later on, when you follow my streams, you will see probably for the other events here, we probably will get some examples. So here, design is this one, are the windows we made here. We can now go to graph, and here we select events. Also, you see here the function with the slot. And when we press on save new game, we want two things. For one thing, we make a boolean. I call this save or load question mark. What is a boolean? Let's compile. A boolean is simply a true or false command. When I get this one here set, you see here is just one small window. You can click this on or off. Off is it's false, on it's true. And then I showed you already the branch method, so you can, for example, get one of these, press it here. So if this ball is on true, then this happens, or false, something else happens. You will need this one here a lot. So you will see a lot of examples like this. The first one here. So when we save, I want the ball on as false, and we want to get the slots set and as visible. So now when I press save, this ball will be on false and this window will open up. I take load game, I make the same event on pressed. I add this here. What I now do is I select this as true. So when I click load, this ball is true and we still get the window up. And why I added this small x here, because it's universal for closing a window. Also on pressed here, and we take the slot and it's hidden again. Now, before I show you what exactly we did right now with this very short commands, I want to do something else. I take this text and we can now here bind this text. We make here another promote to variable. Save load text, doesn't matter. You just have to know how you name your things. That's the important thing. So you don't take the wrong one. I mean, now it's easy to know what is, but if you have now a widget with 10 different text variable, it gets kind of difficult, so you have to name it right. So now I get this save load one here. Get. I take it to a branch. I take this one here 2 times as set. And finish it here. And here I will new game, and here I will load game. So if I made everything right, no, of course I made it wrong. It's opposite, of course. So now when I click on save, the game will see the save load boolean as false, so it goes to false, and the text will be new game. If I press on load, then this one here will be true and it will tell me load game. So of course we are not finished here, we have to define this one here. I'll come to that later. First I just want to show you what exactly we did here. And for that we go to the level blueprint. Our blueprints open level blueprint. here what we do is create widget. What we maybe should do is compile this one and save. Then here, start menu, that's how we code our widget. And then we have to also add to viewport here. And the last thing we want is what's the name? Set input mode UI only. What we now have also to get in, let's move this a little bit away, is a so-called player controller. Get player controller in. We want the widget in widget to focus, and this one here. What we also need from here is I think it's called set show mouse cursor, and we want this on so we see for sure the mouse. So what did I do here? So player controller, you will need that a lot, because that tells the engine that this it takes the controls from the player. I don't know how I can better explain it, but it just tells it, yeah, this one is controlled by the player. Let's say it like this. So create start widget is the widget we made. So we tell the engine, as soon as you start this map, we want to see the this widget. That's for add the viewport. So only create the widget. You don't see anything. What you can do is, if you have a variables you want from a widget, you just can create it and get these variables from here. How did I call my? I mean, there is as example, get save load text, so we can change it in here if we want to. Things like that. So we don't have to add it to the viewport, so we don't see. We can only change the. We can, if you want to only change the variables, we can do that like this. What can be useful. Then show mouse cursor should be clear, so we see the mouse cursor. If you have a game that won't be controlled with mouse, you maybe want to have this always off. But if you have a widget, then you kind of want to see the mouse. And I mean, if you create a PC game, then you definitely want to have the mouse, because it can be comfortable. And then set input mode UI only, so you can't move the player character in the background. You will see. I will change that in the future, but probably it will load now the player character also. We will compile this, save, and let's play this in a window. And we see our widget loaded, our play character loaded too. I can't move him around. I press the buttons. So if I press now on start new game, this window comes up with new game. If I press on load, then it changes to load game. That's why we did this button. This X here is for closing this window. That's what we did right now. I hope that's more or less clear. Yeah, just look from time to time if there is a message. I don't want to miss anything if someone has a question or so. Yes. Now what we want now is to create a new game or load an existing game. So we go here on pressed for save slot 1. What I will do now is here, that's the save and load blueprint where we have the event names. And I will create here another variable, and I also call this, no, I call this slot number. And this will be a string like this one here. And what I do now is get the slot number and I just connect it with here. So the slot name, what is saved in the save file, will be defined by the slot number we just created in here. Why I did that I will show you now. Yes, no, wait, start menu. But I also have to do it here. Also here, this one is defined by the slot number. This is the part where it gets a little bit experimental, so I hope I didn't, I'm not forgetting something here. So when you go to our menu, the first thing what you want to do is get our save or load boolean. Ask the question, is this a new? Actually, I should call it different. That's a little bit confusing here. New or load, because we create a new game or we load the game at this point. Don't save it. If it's false, you know what you do before is getting all actors of a class. We need that beforehand. I tell you why we need that for before. Save and load. Get copy. So because we have here, we're branching out here. If I do that here, I have to do it 2 times. I can't, this function here, I can't put it here under false and then get events and things like that and put it under true. The engine will get an error. It will get troubles. It just will get troubles. So you want to have this before a branch. So you only have to do it once, otherwise you have to do it twice or even more. I mean, you may have more branching out things more than this. Right now we are still extremely simple, let's say it like this. We also want before, because that counts for save and load. I get now the slot number and set it here. And change this to save 01. Okay. And then we simply do, if it's false, we create a save If it's true, we load a save, and as soon as we loaded or created the save, just to be sure, we save the files again. I think we don't need it here because we have it in here already, but just to be sure, load and save. And then we want to jump. Should I do that right now? Yeah, we want to jump in a different level. Actually, if you load the game, you may be not in the same level like when we start the game. So maybe you have to, in your save file, also the level name, and then you can connect that later to here. But right now we just take the same map, and just to be sure, we go under level, test and default. Let's take the test map for now. You can press here rename and then Ctrl C, so you're sure that you have the right name. Otherwise you could have problems if you have the wrong name. So what happens here now? Let's recap it. When we start, press the button, then the engine gets our save and load blueprint. From here we get the slot numbers we have here. It's not the slot name, it's the slot numbers we change here. The slot name will be changed here when we start this event. I hope that's kind of clear. Slot name in here, sorry. Then we branch out here. Is it a new game or do we load the game? If we load the game, we create a new save file. We go here, create save file, create this. We go through this whole event here. If not, we load the game, and then after that we open a new map where we start. If you have a very simple game, you may have maybe everything is the same map, so you may have another event which just spawns the actors or anything like that instead of changing the map. But if you have a bigger project, you may want a separate level just for the start menu. So what you do now is going in the second one, go and press, and for now 2 are okay. And I change here the slot number to slot save 02. I think for now that should be okay. What I want to do now is, or should I do that later on? Yeah, do that later on. What you do now is saving here and go to our test map, save everything. Yes, okay. We open here the level blueprint We take the event begin, take it away from the other one a little bit. Take with our all actors of class. Save and load. Get copy and load the game. So just that we are sure that everything is loaded with the new map. I'm not sure if that is necessary, but it's so easy to set up that I just do it every time. Now I want to go to our save blueprint. We have this test variable here, and if everything works fine, I can present you something with that. Let's go to our test map, and here I think it print string, exactly. This one can be very useful if you have a bug or something and you don't know what the problem is. You can always check it with the print string. We go get here our save file. From here we get our test int and we put this in here. Duration 2 seconds should be alright. So I will do something with that later on. We go back into our start menu, save. Okay. If I play the game now and I did everything okay, new game, load game, new game. Let's take save 1. Now we should be in the test map. We aren't. Not everything worked like you wanted to. It gives me an error. Oh, no. We are in the start menu right now, yeah. Let me check something. Save games. Oh, we saved. What's with the error? They forgot. Oh, here it's also inside. Okay, it created a save file, but then it had a problem. Let's look at this again. Content developer message log. Blueprint runtime access non trying to read property save blueprint from function execute upgraph save and load execute upgraph test promote save game existing graph save and load with description. Do I have to Why are you not working right now? Oh, maybe that's the problem. Ah, of course. I don't have to load it every time. Maybe let's test it out. Start new game. Actually, this time we have to load it. And this time it seems to work. It still gives me an error. Save from print string in graph event graph in object test map with description class now trying to read property save print. I have to jump into the other map, sorry about that. So we solved the first problem, we have a second problem here. Oh. Error showing up here. Blueprint runtime access not trying to read property save blueprint from functions. Test map from node print string in graph event graph in object test map with description access not trying to read properties save blueprint. Let me try something. Get all this here, I only want to load here. You see now on the left top the 0000. I mean, it seems to work, but the error is of course not. Now it's always the same error. Test map. Maybe the loading is the problem. Should I just forget the loading? No, it has to load. I think the problem is maybe I have to make two. Maybe that's the problem here. Yeah, that's definitely the problem here. So I have to make. I'm sorry about. So I have to make two loading events here. I copy this one here. I call this event load of load start. Load start. And here, so the problem is this one here is about the slot number and the slot name. So the problem is that this is the default value is nothing, and in the start menu we may tell tell this value how it should be called, and that's save01. And so when we load one, this works with save01. It will take the right one. Problem now is if we load another map, as soon as we load another map, we go back to the default value. So it couldn't find save without a name. We only have save01. I hope you can understand what I meant with that. I try to explain it again. In the start menu, we create the slot number. The slot number is here in the save and load, and everything that is here, the variables that are here, as soon as you load a new level, they will go back to the default value. So we have to save the slot name also in our save blueprint, and that's why here. So default value is also nothing, but as soon as we tell it, hey, this is not nothing, it's called save01, and then save it, this will save. And then when we go into the test map and load it, we have to load the one that is saved in the blueprint, and I didn't do that. I loaded this one with nothing in it. Now we have to jump map again and closed. I hope now it's clear what I meant. I probably will do on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel, edited video with all the saving and loading, and then it will be explained much better than here in the live stream. I'm sure of it. You're in the start menu again. What do I have to do now? Yes. Instead of load, you have to take the other load start. Yeah, don't forget to compile and save. The same one we will do here. And let's compile, save. Let's try this again. Start. We actually have to load new game. Save one. Yes. Now we have to do one thing, and that's I can't move my character. That's because we still have on UI only. Yeah, but that's not important. Huh? And it gives us another error. It's actually the same error. Load game from slot. Oh, come on. What's the problem now? Load game from slot. Did I do that any different? No. Maybe I have to check in my load game from slot. Oh, you know. Yeah, it's possible that I... Oh, how do I do that then? Yeah, you know what I did in the test game? I can't take this one here. 0-1. Now that's why this is experimental. So now I don't know how to do it. The best way to do it. Because it has to load. Yeah, let's just see if the... No errors anymore, yeah. That's the problem. So I have to rethink my whole thing here. How can I do that? Or do we need... Yeah, we probably have to take the create different save. No, we need different names. How can we do that? I have to check that. I have to now that happened what I hoped it wouldn't happen, that everything would work, but it doesn't. And because this is, I never did it like this, it of course doesn't work. What's the best way to do it? Because I have to load the game first. So you have to load the game first when you start the map, otherwise it won't work. Maybe we have to do it with different save blueprints. One that's for overall. It just decides the slot name. And then from that the second one, that's complicated. No, it's probably not so complicated. That's something I have to test first, I think. Yeah. Yeah, probably that's the solution. If we have an overall safe blueprint, where we decide an overall name. Where we decide the slot, just write in the slot name and maybe some other things. You can do that, and then we create a second save. Should I test that? And then we create a second save with all the variables. And in the second save, should I test? How long are we streaming right now? 2 hours. I could test it now and then I come back to saving and loading later on in a second stream again. Oof. So much to this will be probably a short stream. Because I also have to kind of think, how will I do that exactly? How can I do that exactly? I mean, I have an idea right now, but not the exactly structure I need. But it would be actually a kind of interesting idea to have this overlayered save file. We could also do other things with it, with the settings and so on. So even if you go into another save file, you have the same settings. So maybe with an overlaid save file it would work. So I have now two choices. I can go to something else, showing you the actor, or I can test this out. I kind of want to test it out, to be honest. Could be interesting. And then I think I will, the next stream I will do, I mean there are two choices. I will do a tutorial how I did it, a short video for my YouTube channel, or I can do both. Let's do it like this. I will do it now. I will see if it works. And then I will, for next time, I will prepare everything, so everything, and I will do it again, but so it will work from most definitely work. Or I can think about that later on and just do it. Try it out now. Okay, save blueprint. So we create a new blueprint. Save game. Select and save to slot blueprint. Yeah. Then now let's put this together. Now here we decide to say the slot name. And here we make a new variable with testing int. Okay. That's for now everything we need here. So now we have to change this one here. Will I keep this one? Okay. Create the save file. No, call this different here. Let me think. Yes. This one can come at the end. We create here, duplicate this one here. No, wait, we can do that. Yeah, we have to create a new one. Sorry, no, not the name. I want to delete everything. Create a new variable. Object slot save to slot here. Save to slot. Oh, that's a little bit too early. Okay, create save game. How can we call this? Save option. No, set save save file 0. Yeah, maybe we'll rename that later on. Let's copy all this one here. If that already exists, we can go immediately to here, or we come back here. And if this slot number exists, come here and we create this blueprint. And take this one here, set and then we save everything. So what maybe I should have to explain what the idea is. In this blueprint I will save every changes you make, like the overall settings that just affect the games, maybe like the resolution or the graphic options, I don't know if you controls and so on. And here I will save things that affect your game progression. That means your character level, your HP and things like that. All these things I will save here. And the idea is that I can save different progressions, but have only one overall save file. I hope that's kind of clear what the idea is here. So I really will today, I think I tried testing today. That's kind of with the streams. Like I said, I'm not a professional developer. I learned everything myself over tutorials in the internet and so on. And you see I'm doing a lot of testing and trying things out. And if you want to create your own games, you can't be afraid to test things out for yourself or find a solution for yourself, and always be in the internet and going to look tutorials, because there will be an end to what you see in the internet. I mean, or how should I say, maybe I should say it differently. There is not a tutorial for everything and anything you can do. And if you find a tutorial, it doesn't mean it's the best solution for your project. So now what I will do today is finishing this. I'm trying to test it out. I will see if it works. If it not works, I will work on it off screen when I'm not live. And then the next time I will stream, or maybe if I don't have the right solution at this point, maybe a stream after that, I will come back to that. I will try to give you a compactor explanation, maybe do it just as test one more time so you can see what I did, to what end it came, even if I'm not coming to a final solution today. It's kind of the same I did in the last streams with creating our test dummies, the proportions. I mean, the first time I was surprised how good it worked, but it wasn't there yet. There was still a lot of missing. The second time it was already a lot better, but I still saw that I can do some. I have to do some small changes, and now now when I do it the third time, I can look at these small things I had to correct, and and then maybe the third time it will be as from the beginning as I planned, and then I can take that and explain it to you over the live stream, or if you want to, or I will make a short tutorial video on my YouTube. That's kind of the plan. So I'm sorry if these streams are sometimes a little bit confusing. I also, the idea with this stream is kind of have more interaction, of course. I hope I will get in the future more people in these streams, so there come up more questions, and if I can, I will answer them. The second idea, the second thing is I want to give you ideas, and not ideas what you can do. I can give you tips and so on. In these live streams, I don't really want to have this step-by-step tutorials and exactly and tell you, yeah, you have to exactly do it like this. I want to give you an idea how you can do it, and if maybe it's not the best thing for your project, so you have to adapt and so on, and you can't be afraid to adapt to your project. So you have to maybe learn first another way, and then kind of test it out, expand from this first idea, and so on, and then come to your own solution that is perfect for your game. I hope I explained that. So you understand what I mean. And now I completely forgot where I am. Save and load, yeah. So what I do now is, when we create a new game, we do, or should I save preferences? It's just a name. Sometimes I'm focusing on these small things. Save preferences. This will be our overall save file. We create this save file first. This is our save blueprint. We define it here, and we also define the slot name here in here. Then we create our our game progression save. This will be the slot name, save 01. So I mean, we create it here. If it's not created, we create it here. If it's created, the overall save, then we just jump directly to the slot save. I mean, we don't have to create this over and over again. Then here, slot, does it exist? If false, we create it. If it's true, I probably won't do that today. Maybe I think we can. Maybe I can do that today. Then there will be another widget coming up and just ask the player. If you continue, you will overwrite your progress you saved in this slot, and then the player can say yes or no, or something like that. And then we will overwrite the save. That's another option. And then here, now we have to create two saves. Do we have to? I could do, instead of saving, it maybe would be, now we want to say, we can save both at the same time. It shouldn't be a problem. It won't take too much resources, I think, at least. I don't need this one the second time. Just had to check something, sorry. So we need this one here, save to slot get. And like I said, this is an ID I have. I'm not sure if this will work in any way. Here, break link, we take this one here, copy it here. And the main problem was because we want here in, for the slots we want flexible names, while here we have a fixed name. So now we can probably take that together. Let me go. I can change that again. We need only one load now. Also, another thing will be, as soon as we have the main structures, the main game mechanics on, there won't, some of the streams may get a little bit more repetitive. That's just the nature of the thing. Like I said before, in the test game I used a lot of just copy and paste things, and that would definitely come here too. Okay, I don't need you. You guys are wrong. Okay. Not the slot number. What we need here is the slot name to be sure. And then cast to. Cast to save and load. No. Save to slot. Cast to save to slot here. Okay, now we load both. And important is that we load this one first, the overall. Okay. Let's delete this one here. You're still in the test. Yeah, so what I need to do now is now I have to do it. UI game mode, set input game mode only. If you have an UI you can interact with, you can here select game UI. Set input mode game and UI. You also can set that, and you can do both. And what we need now is the player controller in here. Save. We go back to the start level. Yeah. Play start new game, and we create a new game, and we are here. We can move, and hopefully there won't be an error. No error, that's very good. Save preference, save 0, 1. Perfect, seems to work. Now we have to get to the ultimate test, and for that we need our PC character. Start our PC character. So now this here is only for testing. I will add a custom event. Call it testing. Oh no! I can do that for easier. What I can do here is I should, yeah. I will take here numpad 2 key. So if I press this button, the following will happen. What I have to do is here in here. No, I don't. I have the testing there. If I do that here, we get our all actors of class. This one is, like I said, probably the thing you will use the most. Save. Oh, of course, I'm sorry. Save and load. Now I got confused. Save and load. We can't take the save blueprints. We have to take the normal blueprint here, where we have our events. Get copy and save to slot, and here we take our testing, and here we do +1, then we get our testing again, this time set. Yeah, so every time what happens here now is every time we press numpad 2, the testing, this testing variable will jump +1, and we will of course save it. And compile, save, let's play, let's load our save 1. Now you see top left corner, it's 0. I press, I'm sorry. Now we have the problem with the confusion of the two save files and the two testing variables we have there. I have to jump back to the test map, sorry. Blueprint, open level blueprint, and yeah, that won't work of course. You also need here to save to slot. And testing. Compile, save. have to go back to our start menu, save everything. Let's play it again. Start new game. No, load game. And it already saved. You see, now it's 2. I press it one more time, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 15. Just there. And every time it saves when we change. Now we will test start new game, save 2. And it didn't work. So we have to make different save. Let me take a look at what do we have here in error. Timeout execution. Save game to slot in ground for Minecraft save and load with description. I'm trying to report the save. Maybe I made a mistake here. It didn't create a save 02. Why didn't it create a save 02? Let me think. Oh. No, me. That's the last thing I want now. Will it crash? Yeah, it crashed. Thank you. Yeah, I'm back in a minute. So I'm back, sorry about that, and I know now what the problem is. So just for something else, I loaded the Unreal Engine again, and it sent me into no level. So for the future I don't want that. I want the test, so the test or the start map, so we go to project settings. And maps modes, editor start game default map. For game default map, let's take the start menu, and for the editor startup map, I think we will be in the test map for the next times as soon as we kinda are out of the basic testing. I will change this one. Game mode. How did I call my game mode? It's probably the right one. That's all. So next time when I start it, we will be in the test map already. So now save and load. What the problem is, of course, or was, the problem was this one here. We already created save preference file, and then we jumped through this branch ahead to directly create this, go to does this game save exist. And then we got here a problem because we had slot 2, but it shouldn't have started. That's the strange thing. Yeah, anyway, the problem is we have to change the slot name too, so we can't jump so far ahead. We have to, and let's see if that works or if it crashes again. I mean, it shouldn't have worked because this here is world's UI map. Save 01, save 02, slot number, slot name. Should it still created it, but because of that, and because this one is still slot save. Yeah, no, perfect. Now I see what the problem was. Now it makes sense. So I will open up our start menu, and let's test it again. First we will load again, save 1. And 29, we have the number 29. Let's make it round 30. Let's start it again, start a new game, save here, and it's still 30. You get another error. Set name. Set slot name. There is a problem. Yeah, probably we have to make different save files for every slot. That will be annoying. What's the problem? Is that the problem? Maybe I know what. Then it's also a problem here. Save game, save and load. I will make this one here a little bit different. Let's copy this custom event here. Let's call it load pref. I'll go here, say load preference, and go here. And this one we break. Okay. And then here, if this doesn't exist, what we do is we load it, but only the preference one, not the game progression one. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe. Load game. No, start new game. Save 0. Ooh. And no problems. No errors, nothing. And save 02. Yes! Ah! That feels good. Okay, I understand this was maybe hard to follow. I have to another time. I will go over everything I did right now step by step again in a stream, for sure in a tutorial. I will make two tutorials, I think. One for just saving and loading if you have only one slot, and you just overwrite every time you just want one save file, and that what I did now for different slots. Oof. I'm happy now because it worked. It's sometimes kind of hard, but the engine tries to help you by telling you what the problem is, and then you just have to detect it, go back step by step sometimes, and the problem is often extremely simple, but because the simple errors are the ones that often you miss most of the times. It's just the nature of things. And that's why it's important. Step-by-step tutorials are helpful, but if you just use step-by-step tutorials and you just copy what the other people do and you don't try to understand what you're doing, you can't adapt to problems like here. so I kind of have this lesson I can't give you here. Okay, I want to still do the second thing I had on my list, because that's a very short one. We have to go to and that's, we now have our guy here, and I uploaded our female test dummy. Nice test dummy, and okay, that I have to check later on. And what I want now is, because in my game we have different play characters, but we have the same controls. That means we don't have to create different play characters. We can keep we can take one play character and just change the skin or the mesh, the thing you see here. So what I want to do now is that we can change in the game the guy we see. I hope that's clear what I'm trying to do. So we have to see that again. We go to the event graph. I will keep that, maybe I will need that again. And let's take 0, num 0, numpad 0. You know what? Let's go to save to slot. That's something we anyway need. Okay, this one is under testing. So I will for sure have a use for this one later on again. I will make a new one. This one is called PC play character number. If we had only 2 characters, a boolean would be fine. Then we just can, I will compile it, set it on true or false. But because we will have multiple characters, this is not enough, so we take integer again, so we can set numbers. Let's compile it again. Now we can set numbers. How should I call this category? Just numbers. Yeah, probably I will come up with something else. I mean, I will keep this one here. It's something I anyway need. This is not only for testing. Compile, save, just to be sure. We go back to our PC character, and now we come to copy and paste. I will copy and paste this one here. Get all actors of class. Like I said, the most important command you probably will have. Save to slot, and here we take our character PC number. First get PC number, and then we look, is it equal to 0? Then we branch out. If it's true, set number. So if it's true, what we do is 1. If it's false, if it is already 1, we go back to 0. So that is of course now for 2. We only have 2 characters, so it's okay. So otherwise we will need more commands. Then when it will be false, yeah, is it equal 1, and so on. Or I probably won't do it like this. I probably will do a UI. Yeah, I mean the character will anyway get selected, not like with numbers or so. With one key, pressing one key, and this is now just for testing it showing to you. What you do now here is a new custom event. Add custom event. Let's call it skin selection. What you do now is getting this one here. Go back to copy paste. With Ctrl V you just can duplicate it, just so you know, so you don't have press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. And the reason for that is just because for this one here, for this event we need our PC number. Now we go the right mouse, we come back to this option menu and we set skeletal mesh, and then yes, mesh. If we had more skeletal mesh, then we would see here different lists with different names here. Let's go here. Then here we can select the mesh. We get this one here, a copy, and we create an array, make array. We press 2 and we go in here. Now this is test dummy 1 and this is test dummy 2. So now what happens? First what I have to do is compile. Then here skin selection for both, of course. So what happens now is if I press numpad 0, the number will change anyway, and then we'll go through this event here. This event, it will define the skeletal mesh, and in this array here we take the one, we have the number here, so when this is 0, it will select the test dummy 1. If it's 1, it will select the test dummy 2. I hope that's clear, and then we will save everything. Yeah, I mean, I explained arrays before. I said for saving I don't use it, but in something like that it is of course useful. So arrays are variables of the same type, just saved in one thing, and with the get you can select which number you want to get. And then this here is just for the selection of really the mesh. It's the same thing I'm doing here on the viewport. If I choose here test dummy 2 or test dummy 1. The question is now the material. So actually the material should change, but maybe we will see. Let's save this. And let's try it out. Load game. Let's load save 1. Now we have. I loaded save 1, right? Oof. There's something not good with the saving. Anyway, I will check that later on. Start loading again. Save 1. Yeah. Anyway, I press 0 and you see the character changes. So I have also to change the material. I also have to change the animations, but we don't have much animations now. If I go out with this character and I load the game, it doesn't work. If I go out, play the game, I load save 2, doesn't work. I want to save. Yeah, there is a problem with the numbers. Something is not okay yet. No. I know what the problem here is. Level test map. See, what we have to do is, of course, open level. It's up here. We get all actors. Class. This time we take our play character. Get a copy, and we want to skin this event. When the map starts, we want to load this event. It doesn't explain the problems with the numbers. I had the feeling it works. Yeah. That's fine so far. Level start menu. Play, load game, save 1, and now we have the other character. That was one problem. Now the second problem is load game, save to, and we have the same thing, so we still can't maybe I will find the problem, otherwise I will say end the stream here. Create load reload preferences here. However, change the slot name here, save it. But if we just load do we have to set the slot name? Reload here. Maybe. That's a possibility. Then we have to do again two different ones. Reload it. Load this one. We should get the safe name. I don't understand. We save the game to this slot. Close this slot. Didn't save 01 at all. Maybe. I will try something out. I will copy this one here. Call it load start. I will get from here slot name. Slot number. Get. And start menu, load, save. No. Well, I forgot to compile. Save. So the problem is now that it didn't seem to load slot 01 after I created 02. Even if I loaded 02, Even if I loaded 0.1, I still got 0.2. At least it seems like it. So I have to probably clarify at the beginning which one, which slot should take. And I hope that will solve the problem, but I'm not sure. I mean, the positive thing is that I still have two different save slots with different game progressions. The problem is just how to load the right slot. At least, like I said, it seems this way. Oh wait, however, I still need this one here. Let's check this one out. Load game saves. 30. Right. No error. Load. Yes, that was it. Now it really should work. That was the problem. Okay. I mean, I can do the ultimate test and add this one here. I add here 0.3. That should be everything. Play. Start new game. Save 0.3, and we are back to 0. Let's change here. 1. Let's go back. Let's load. Save 0.1. 0.3. 1. We have character we changed. Let's load save 2.23, and number 0.1 should be 130. Yes, so now it works. Great. And I think with that we can end it. Now we have all save files here. And you also don't have to worry too much if you think, yeah, why do I need this over this save and this save? But I mean, they will all the save files won't be too big at the end, even with hundreds of variables you save. Anyway, it works, and well, that was an interesting stream, at least for me. Lots of up and downs. I'm happy I found a solution for saving here. Saving and loading with different slots. That means player can create different playthroughs and so on. Yeah, the question is just, I mean, it should be no problem to kind of make, if he wants to have kind of this security save, and just save the same progress on a different save file. You just have to give the player this option then in the game to also save on a different. The thing I wanted to do was to overwrite. Do I want to do that right now? That's the question. I'm not sure if I know exactly how to do it. What override? Oh. No, I have to delete game in slot. First. That's actually all I have to do. Delete game in slot, then of course choose the slot name and then recreate it again, then just go back here. However, I mean that should work. You can test it if you want. First we load save 01. We are 30. We have this guy. Let's change to character and let's play again. Now we start a new game on save 1 and we are back with 0. So of course you don't want to just leave it like that, because the player could do that by accident and just overwrite his save file. So we have to do something between, like telling him, hey, if you continue you will overwrite your save file, are you okay with that? Some kind of question, but I mean I won't do that now because the stream is now over 3 hours long. And I mean it's not so difficult. You just maybe create a new widget that opens up this window. That's one way to do it, or you do a new window on the start menu. I think creating a new widget would be probably easier, maybe. Yeah, I have to think about it. How can I make this visible at the right time? That's the question. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but no, it's easier to make here a window, and then in save and load, create a new variable like a newborn. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Override question mark. So instead of that, we do the override one. Set. And this one, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, then we go to the start menu, we create a new window, a new canvas, and I want it over that so we don't see that anymore. I will note kind of around something like that. It's not important right now, otherwise it takes too long. Then we put an image here. Zero. Let's make this red, so text somewhere here. Do you want something like that? Let's make it yellow. Maybe let's center it. Then we have two buttons somewhere here. Not important right now. Text. Yes. Text here, no. Black. Then here we create another binding for the visibility. We don't want it visible from the beginning, so we press on hidden. Let's call this override. Let's compile, check, yeah, it's hidden. We go here. No. Sorry. We make this different here. This will be a little bit annoying because there is a bug with Unreal Engine 4. Quite annoying one. Unknown. We can. Yeah, I can go around the bug like this. It's kind of annoying way, but yeah, I do it like that. Save, load, get copy, and then alright, the branch. And take this one in here, set to visible if it's yes. Keep it hidden if no. Did I forget to compile? Yeah, you see here this variable is gray. It should be red, so that means you forgot to compile. and there you go. Now it's red. Yes, okay. So when we press on no, well, the only thing we do is taking this one here. No, actually I only need this. Control C. And set in this here on false again, so it should disappear the window. And when we say yes, first you have to do an event again. Here, custom event. That's custom event. Right. Delete game to slots. Gaming slot here, and then create this one here. Compile. Save. Let's go to start menu. Let's copy this one here. And we do the override event here. Compile, save, right. And let's check. You see what happens when you don't carefully press on canvas. Now I just made the image here, the image invisible. So we have to go to canvas and find get visibility 1. That's what we need. Start new game. Save 1. And it didn't work. Okay. Why didn't it work? Why? Yeah, maybe I have to check that next time. Let's just try it again. Start new game, save 1, and it loads. Play. Start new game, save 2. It just overwrites it. How? Why? Something went wrong. If I have a oh wait. No, it should be okay. It just overwrites it. That's strange. That's so strange. Loading still works. Why are you just overwriting everything? It doesn't make sense. You are compiled. You are compiled. Does save game exist? Slot number, is that the problem? I can't say right now, so we have to check the override thing later. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It absolutely doesn't. Maybe it's a bug, and when I restart it, Unreal Engine it will work. I don't know. Because at least it should do nothing, and not. Oh wait. Oh wait. Ah, I see. Of course. Oh, that's annoying. Branch in here and break links force come here. I need you. Oh, get override. Okay. Load game, save. Just check. Okay. Play. Load game. Start new game. Save one. Yes. No, I don't want to. I'm back here. Yes. Yes, I want to. And now we have the problem that we don't load the map. But that's okay. We can go around that with copying this here. Control. Start new game, save 01. Yes. And we are back with 0 on the changed everything again. Let's try it again. Let's load. Everything is okay. Let's play again. Let's start new one. And we are back with 0. Okay, that was the problem. So what was the problem? In the start menu, I still had the command to open the level. So now it didn't. So now it didn't. It didn't create or load save file 01. What means it didn't delete it. However, it just loaded up nothing, not a save slot or anything like that. That was the problem. And so with the branch I added here, I have of course to do that at every point 2. I told it if its override is on, don't load to open the level. That's all I did. And with that we can finally, if there is nothing, finally finish the stream. I probably will do another stream on Friday. Maybe Thursday. Maybe I can do it on Thursday. The problem is on Thursday I'm away and I'm not sure if I can prepare on time for the stream. But I will for sure do one on Friday. Anyway, thank you for watching and I hope I see you next time.